It's pre-dawn, and the Norwegian Gem cruise ship is making its way back to New York after 10 days at sea. But unbeknownst to the 2,000-plus passengers on board, their ship is now under surveillance.
Tries one on the air.
And being swept for a dirty bomb before it enters the city limits.
How close do you have to be able to detect something when it comes to radiation?
This system's very sensitive.
Hundreds of cruise ships like this travel in and out of the port of New York and New Jersey each year.
The cruise lines can only do so much.
As they return home from foreign ports of call,
Keep an eye on her.
it's up to these guys, a unit within the NYPD's counterterrorism division, to escort the ships in safely and without incident.
It's like the Wild West on the border.
Absolutely.
It's easy, one would think, to jump the boat and go do something bad.
It would be.
Just this morning, there was an attack on a Saudi Arabian frigate in the Red Sea, and it was a suicide attack.
Dan Richards, CEO of Global Rescue, a company that provides crisis response and evacuation options to travelers, says despite few incidents to date, terrorism with respect to cruise ships is not unlikely.
We know that ISIS and other terrorist organizations are planning these kinds of operations.
That's why we're out here. We try to be as proactive as we can.
Sergeant Harold Salters and his team take to the water day and night looking for potential waterborne attacks, like the one launched against the USS Cole in 2000.
It happened in Yemen, where apparent suicide bombers blew a hole in a U.S. Navy destroyer.
We're concerned about explosive-laden vessels, some sort of possible hijacking scenario.
And cruise ships aren't the only source of concern. New York Harbor is also packed with oil tankers, cargo freighters, and passenger ferries, all falling under the supervision of Salter's elite group.
We'd be able to scan the pier and see if there's anything below the surface of the water.
Boat pilot Detective Michael Delaney says they use sonar to scan the piers daily.
And overlay those images to see if there's anything there that today that wasn't there a few days ago.
The food, fabulous. The excursions, the team, unbelievable, excellent.
While all of these measures may not be top of mind for cruise ship passengers, now that they know about them, they say they certainly appreciate them.
Well, that makes me feel very much secure.
Also on board there with the NYPD are heavy weapons that the NYPD could not show us, but told us it would stop a suspicious vessel in its tracks.